You want to say anything to anybody?
Hello. This is the huevos mexicana, and I bring an avocado and I mash it in. I add some chipotle sauce if I have it, and they provide corn tortillas here. I usually eat wheat, but I'll eat corn if they give me corn. This is a great breakfast, great meal, great snack. Just eggs, black beans, and avocado. And then tomato, it's pico de gallo without the jalapeno peppers, which is the tomatoes and the onions. This will hold me for at least 5-6 hours.
Okay, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday morning, August, oh boy, the days, 22nd, 23rd. It's definitely a Saturday. And I just finished having my huevos mexicana. I usually make them myself, but some days I just don't want to. Where I stay, the kitchen is, it's not really a great kitchen, so it's easy to have somebody make it, obviously. But eggs, I can buy a dozen eggs for $2 down here. So, and I can buy a packet of wheat tortillas, 22 of them for, is it 22 of them? No, 15 of them for just over $1. And then the beans I can buy for $1 a can, the black beans. So you can eat healthy and inexpensive. Then I can buy vegetables for $2 for a 2-pound bag, $1 a pound for the frozen vegetables. I get the mix of the cauliflower and broccoli. And what I don't like about what they do in Mexico is they throw, unfortunately, they put corn in it for the weight, cut corn, or not corn, carrots. Carrots. Yeah, I won't eat corn if I can avoid it. And so I usually make it, and then I think I calculated the price, and then I buy a can of the salsa de chipotle. I mean, I can make a meal for 30 pesos. Hey, Diablo! It's that dog. I call him. Or should I just call you Demon? Huh? There he is. I don't dislike many dogs, but that dog, they should put him in like the pit ring, have him fight the pit bulls. So I showed Dan how to make this breakfast, because Dan's always going to McDonald's, and I told him, I said, Dan, you can make this meal I'm showing you for less than $1. Well, not less than $1, a couple bucks, and it's nutritious, and you don't have to waste gas driving to McDonald's. Go out for a walk and eat instead. Let me go this way instead. And yep. Yeah, you just got to keep your head on a swivel, man. Drivers drive like they're in the Grand Prix around here. So, hold on a second. So this morning, I just, on Saturday morning, there are a couple financial videos that come out that I listen to. And I get a call on my phone, and I don't recognize the number. It was a 650 area code, which I think is Northern California. If I don't know a number, I don't answer it. I let it go to voicemail. And if it's something I need to address, then I call back. I never answer a phone I don't know on the first ring. But there are times where a family or friend, something happened to them, and then say somebody you care about was involved in an accident, or they're lost, or something went wrong, and they don't have their cell phone, then you wouldn't recognize the number coming in. So in those cases, what I do is when somebody calls right back, so I clicked, the red button to basically go to voicemail, and like 3 seconds later, they call back. And so I answered, and I usually answer the phone by saying nothing on a call like that. And it was a young kid, 20s, I'm guessing. And he's like, and he didn't say his name that I remember, and I usually remember. And he said, "Yeah, I'm with Google Security." And basically the last 6 months, I've been getting text messages saying they're from Google Security, and somebody's trying to take my phone number or take my email or take whatever. And I get a message like that. I'll bet you I get one of those a week on average, maybe more, with all the different accounts I have of, online accounts. And there's always something saying somebody requested a password change, and I ignore all of those messages. And back when this was starting, I looked up online in Google's rules, and I looked in Google's rules to see if they would ever contact me by phone. And it said online, Google will never contact you by phone. So if anybody ever contacts you by phone, hang up. So, but since I had answered the phone, I just wanted to see, I'm always curious how scammers operate and where they'll go. So this guy sends me an email, and I don't know how they do this, but I'm sure it's not that hard. He sent me an email saying, "Can you confirm that this is not your recovery email?" And it was, and he said, and they always reveal themselves. Number one, I noticed they had, I'm not going to say how I know, but they had something in my email that was wrong. Number one. Okay, so I could tell that they copied it and pasted it from another site, and this is why, I don't know if I should give the secret away. Basically, emails that I use on other sites, I modify it slightly so that it doesn't exactly match my Gmail. So when scammers, I know it's a scammer. So, and number two, so the email came in and it had from Google whatever, and I didn't go into to actually verify. But what I do is anytime I get something that I think is a phishing attempt, in the upper right corner of your Gmail, you can click on in the upper right, there's a little bar you can click, and you can say report phishing attempt. And I always send those to Google to report the phishing. I don't think there's a way to report a phone call. I looked online, and I don't think there's a way to report, because Google doesn't have an active customer service team that I'm familiar with, unless you are like, I know they do for YouTube accounts. You'll have a support person, but you won't for email, I don't think. So, long story short, because I was on the phone with him about 10 minutes, well, 5 minutes anyways. And so I just let him talk. And he's like, so we see an IP ping from Salt Lake City, so you're not in Salt Lake City? You're not traveling or anything? I said, well, I might be traveling, but I said, I'm not in Salt Lake City. And I said, I don't recognize the recovery. And I said, listen, I said, it's not my, I said, so when does Google decide to contact somebody regarding something like this? And I should have recorded the phone call, but it was still early in the morning. And hold on a second. Those people, they go around picking up any junk the junk man, mattresses, stoves, refrigerators, you name it. So I don't know if they take it for free or if they expect you to tip them. That girl gave me a strange look there. It's amazing how many people are afraid of cameras. But I digress. So this guy didn't have a good answer. He's like, oh, well, your case went to the top of the list because somebody's actively trying to take your phone number or your email, whatever the hell he said. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, so I just want to verify a couple things, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put your email on a 48. They're so clever, man. We're going to put your email on a 48-hour lock. You'll be able to access your email through devices that are already linked, but you won't be able to activate it through any other devices. And I said, no, why would you do that? And I don't remember his answer. So I'm just waiting because I know what the punchline is. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get access to your phone. They want access to your phone. That's what all of them want. And that's why you never ever want to give them on the phone the code. And that, sure enough, eventually, after all is going around in a circle, he said, okay, I'm going to send you a code. And before he said it to me, before he even said I'm sending you a code, I said, because I knew what was coming, I said, I'm not going to give you a code. And right when I said that, right into my text popped in one of those Google codes where it has a G and a number. And I said to him, as I said, I'm not giving you this code. He goes, well, if you don't give me that code, then I'm going to have to lock your email, and you're not going to have access to your account. See, so now they're going to try to use fear. Like, oh my God, now I'm going to get locked out. And I said to him, hey, listen, you do what you got to do, and if I can't access my account, then I will have to figure out a way to get it accessed again. And I hung up. And right when I hung up, an email came through saying your recovery email has been changed, which is exactly the opposite of what he said he was going to do. And I immediately logged in. And the other thing is, there's two things I want to say. Number one, obviously don't click on any links that might lead to phishing attempts where they put in something that can track your password. But number one, he called me. I don't know who this man is. He could claim he was from the IRS. He could claim he was President Trump. He can claim anything he wants. But I don't know who he is. So, and that's what I told him. I said, you're not getting this code. Because I said, I know what's going to happen. You give them that code, you will immediately find that you are locked out of your email, you're locked out of your phone, you're locked out of everything, and all of a sudden they start contacting all your accounts using your phone access, because they'll have a cloned phone, and they will now have your phone number on their cloned phone. And you have just lost control of your modern identity. Most of us do everything through a phone now, or email, and that's how they control it. Now, the only time I ever do give codes to people, and this is just still very uncomfortable, but is when I call like my broker or a bank, and I called them, and what they'll do is they almost always, before they'll even talk to you, Fidelity, Schwab, all these other, before they'll even talk to you, they'll be like, we have to confirm your identity. And they do that by sending you a text or an email or however they want to do it. yelling out the window, hey, however they want to do it. And they'll have usually a 6-digit code, and you have to give them a code, and that confirms your identity. And once you give them the code, then they'll talk to you. That's normal procedure. But I would not do that. I would not give any like if I got a call from Schwab and they claimed, unless it was somebody that I actually knew, who I've been talking to, I would not, and under any circumstance, give them access to my account. Buen día, Jose.
Yeah.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien.
Excelente. No budín. Yo cheque.
¿Cuántos querían?
Lunes, mañana.
10, 12.
Hasta luego. So I wanted to basically summarize this by saying, if you get a call from anybody claiming anything, take down, who they are, and don't just take their phone number. Find out what company. They say they're with Wells Fargo Bank. They're Joe Smith. Take down their phone number. Take down the email if they'll give it to you. And then look up online the number for Wells Fargo and call Wells Fargo directly and ask, tell them what happened, and you'll probably find out it's a scammer. Because these people should not be calling you. Everything's done by email today now, right? Notification. Okay, I got my amigos here. How we doing?
David.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Roto.
Dados.
Uña. So uña es el mismo de.
Muerte por el vicio.
Let me see the fingers here. Uh-oh. Muy peligroso.
Demasiado.
It's like a weapon. Lina es un mujer de chino. Es one of the películas, like volando.
Okay.
Yeah. ¿Ha visto los cines cuando las mujeres luchando y volando?
Ajá, sí, sí.
Yeah. Okay, I was a little distracted. Sorry about that. So, never, ever, I just want to summarize, never, ever give anybody who calls you, number one, I would say if you don't know the number, it's a good policy, don't answer the phone. And answer it, I guess, a second time in case it's an emergency like I described. But if they want your passwords, only bad things can happen. Unless you called looking for assistance to your broker, and that's standard policy. And if you're in doubt, if your spidey sense is saying this is not right, there we go. There's a pretty woman right there. Lots of pretty women around. Today's Saturday. Today's the art fair, so a lot of tourists come up here.
Trying to be on the bus.
Yeah. It's turned into Gringo Central. 10 years ago, there were no gringos here at all. None. It was just a Mexican affair. And now it's like California. Yeah, so if your spidey sense is kicking in saying, I don't trust this, hang up. It's like anybody who listened to my speech, one of my walk and talks when I was in Florida, I talked to you about my friend Gordon, where he said, delete. And that's what you do, is you basically hit delete. And, yeah, so, yeah, So you hit delete, and if it's important, if it's critical, you can deal with it later. Okay, I am just a little distracted here when there's this many people. I was going to talk about something else.
The car is right there.
Yeah, but long story short, you know, gringos, foreigners, tend to ruin things. And what do I mean by that? Number one, usually you have people coming here where, well, I'm not going to talk about this. Live long and prosper.